This could be a make or break week for crypto. With major economic data and market moving events on the horizon, we're breaking down what's coming and what impact it could have on the price. Then we dive straight into the altcoin deep dive, spotlighting the most talked about crypto narrative right now and the small cap gems that are riding the wave. After that, we'll outline the top performers even in this market pullback. We'll show you what's still working when everything else is red. And finally, we'll wrap up with bullish versus bearish, our no BS hot takes from this week's headlines. All of this and more on Around the Block, the crypto news show that keeps you up to date so you can stay ahead of the market. And of course, this is not financial advice, it's for education purposes only. All right, let's dive in. Starting off our big week ahead, Trump's White House meeting on the Bitcoin and crypto structure bill is happening in just 2 days. Now, if this goes well, I can see this reigniting the bull market, but if this goes poorly, hold on to your butts. We've also got Goldman Sachs warning the market sell-off may not be over. They're not just talking about crypto, they're talking about the stock market as well. But one thing we always like to track is the liquidity heat map. We can see there are massive amounts of liquidity sitting above the current levels. At some point, market makers will look to take them out. The question is when. Now let's talk about the narrative you can't ignore. Everything is bleeding except for one main narrative. The whole crypto world is excited about one thing and one thing only at this time, and that is AI agents. Autonomous AI agents are taking the internet by storm. Over the past couple weeks, I've seen capital move to this narrative at unprecedented rates. We're seeing individual agents. We're seeing agents for social media accounts. Fully autonomous agents that make their own decisions. It feels like what I imagine the beginning of the Terminator must have been like. I'm not sure if the better move is to fight the machines or maybe start trading meme coins on their behalf. Either way, it's pretty clear that AI is going to infiltrate every area of our lives, and crypto is one of the easiest places for AI to infiltrate. I can see a world where everyone has essentially their own AI agent that could be working for them full time around the clock. Of course, just like regular life, the smartest agents are going to win the game, just like the smartest people typically win the game of life. These AI agents are basically starting their own sovereign state on the internet. They're building out their own economies. There's even a website called Rent a Human, and there's already thousands of people signed up for this. Because there's certain tasks that robots can't do, you can make a profile, an agent will find you, ask you to do a task, and then you'll get paid. This really feels like a dystopian future, but yet it's real right now. Here's one for $50. Hand out signs for our AI fellowships at a college campus. Here's another one. Go fishing for 30 minutes. Here's another one where an AI agent wants you to take photos of stunning landscapes. Now, based on this, you may think the best performers are going to be things like the T-1000, maybe Agent Smith from The Matrix, possibly R2-D2, and the list goes on. But we might be a little premature. Will Smith hasn't showed up to save the world quite yet. So instead, let's look at the coins that are outperforming the market massively because they are right in the middle of this narrative. The first one we have to talk about is Banker Coin. This thing's up 130% in the last 3 months, while majors are down 40, 50, 60%. Banker is one looking into. You essentially can launch these on-chain agents that fund themselves. They can have a self-funding flywheel, share skills. It gives your AI agent skills it would not otherwise have. Now, Banker Coin's sitting around $100 million market cap, which still makes it relatively small and, of course, extremely high risk. I don't know if I believe Banker is going to do well long term, but it's worth putting on your watch list and monitoring the price. But let's dive into some micro caps, ones that could be the next big thing. Full disclosure, these are beyond risky, and I'm not endorsing any of these. I'm just sharing the information. Here's a list that was put together by a crypto influencer, and some of the ones on this list I think are actually pretty good. Now, the challenge with any of these, and feel free to pause the video so you can research these further, is that any of these could be a rug pull instantly. You can see they've got Banker at the top as the S tier, which is the highest tier. We've got Claude, Claudich, Kelly Claude. But again, keep in mind, these are beyond high risk. The first one we've got to talk about is Claude. So Claude literally went from $100,000 market cap to nearly 40 million market cap in a matter of days. After that, it retraced significantly down to 4, bounced up to 21. It's been all over the place, but right now it's on a dip at about 8.1 million market cap. This one, like the rest on this list, could easily do a 10x or go to 0. The next one we've got is Molt Launch. It popped off pretty quickly, running up to 1.75 million, but then had an accumulation before a massive pump to over $7 million. It retraced significantly, but it's building back up and looks possible we'll get a breakout here. Full disclosure, this is one that I am holding. Now we've got claw inch here, and this one has made waves all across the board, continuing to ship, going from 0 to nearly 40 million market cap as well. Massive drawdown, and now looking to break out again. I'm not holding this, but I'm seeing this one all over my feed. Now we've got Tellerbot, which is an autonomous agent launchpad. Again, huge run up in the beginning, a second one. It's been accumulating. Looked like we had a breakout there, but it has retraced down to 1.7. A whale likely just closed their position. But this is one, again, that's all over my feed. It's an autonomous agent launchpad. They automatically tokenize new launches and route fees right to their developer. And of course, it's powered by Banker, which seems to be the crux of this entire narrative. And another big one is Kelly Claude. This one is being talked about in multiple groups that I'm in. The developer is well known and respected. Hopefully he doesn't rug us, because that has happened in a number of these. But this has had a good rise. It's retraced a number of times, and it's sitting down here at this level of support, about 6 million and change. Now, of course, like anything else, the key is being early. Here's just a number of ones we called out in our private group that have done phenomenally well. We were in early on Clawster, early on Moltline. We're in and out of these because these are definitely high volatility. And the list goes on and on. And if you're enjoying this video and you want to get more, you want to be ahead of the curve, you see yourself as a financial innovator, then check out the Blockchain Boardroom Alpha Hub. It's in the description of this video. You can get calls like this, advanced training, and up-to-date news. So make sure to check it out now. All right, let's get back to the video. Now let's do a rapid fire bullish or bearish news. Where does it fall and what's my opinion? We've got the business cycle hitting the level it's always hit before a Bitcoin rally. This bullish. The Financial Times updating their article to reflect the current price. They put out an article that said Bitcoin at 69 was too expensive. Then they changed it once Bitcoin hit 70. Ridiculous. Bullish. This is Bitcoin's fourth worst Q1 ever. Extremely bearish. Not what you expect to see here. But looking at the rainbow chart, we're getting some bullish news. We can see that Bitcoin is in that purple zone, which generally marks a bottom. And that segues right into the Fear Greed Index. You can see we're at a historic low. I would call that bullish. We do see the inside wallets. Remember, everything on crypto is public and visible, and 100% of the biggest inside traders have been sell only all week. This is not a good sign. This is bearish. And some speculation here. We've got Jim Cramer and others talking about the United States accumulating Bitcoin for their strategic reserve. There was talk they might do this around 60K, which we just hit. If this is true, this is massively bullish. But if this is just made up, bearish. If you've enjoyed this content and you want more, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be keeping you up to date as often as humanly possible so you can have an edge in the market. And if you do want that next level, don't forget to check out the Blockchain Boardroom Alpha Hub. The link's in the description.